Hello everybody, it's me Colton Johnson with Empty Popcorn Bucket Productions, and welcome back to the wizarding world of Harry Potter. 6 months ago we embarked on this journey where I ended up watching all 7 or 8 of the films and then reading the books coinciding with each of the films, and I saw them each on the big screen, which you can currently do that right now if you go to the Megaplex. I think they're currently showing some of the movies I'm actually talking about this week. So go check those out. But in last time's video, I explored years 1 through 4, which is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, my personal favorite, and then Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which was my favorite book, and I would say probably still might be my favorite book. So, without further ado, let's jump in and let's talk about Harry Potter years 5 through 7. Before I completely jump in, so 5 through 7, there are 4 movies, but there's 3 books. Just to jump that around, and I'll see you in a second. So our first movie that we'll be talking about is Harry Potter and the Order of Pheonix. For the longest time, I didn't particularly love this one. Mainly to do with Professor Umbridge. She drove me literally insane. But understanding, okay, the book. Let's talk about the book, and then I'll talk about the movie. So a lot of people have issues with the book, and I can see why they have issues with the book. It is very long, and I think it might be one of the longer Harry Potter books. And the issue that lies with this one is just a lot of fluff. But within this fluff, there's little nuggets of gold. I don't want to spoil anything if you haven't read the book, but have seen the movie, but there's some reveals that are in the book that don't really play out as it does in the movie that are just brilliant, and I really enjoyed this book. I did think it took me the longest to get through, but I did enjoy it. The movie, on the other hand, I had a hard time with it the first few times, but then as I've gotten older and actually watched it, it's become one of my favorite, if not, I think, probably my second favorite of the Harry Potter movies. Which, now I'd say third favorite, but we'll get into that in a second. But I really love the team dynamic with Dumbledore's army and the dynamic of Harry going through all his struggles and realizing that connection between Lord Voldemort. I thought it was very clever how they portrayed it in the movie, and I love just the little cheeky moments here and there, and you can see that struggle that Harry's going through, and the book explores that as well. But I don't know, it's just a fun one, and there's little hints towards other things. I love Luna Lovegood is brilliant. She's a lot of fun and adds so much character to this movie. And also the third act of the film. And the book was also pretty cool because in my brain it's like, wow, this is like Wizards Avengers. And please don't get mad at me for saying that. It's just how the book plays out the third act of them going to the ministry and all that. It's just wonderful. But one of my favorites. I love it. Let's jump on to my next one. So Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince is one of those where the book is so much better than the movie. And I'm not saying the movie's bad. I think the movie's absolutely hilarious. There's a lot of funny moments, but I just thought it was too childish at moments and tries too hard with the humor that it takes away from the actual serious moments and heartfelt moments. This entry focuses on a lot of different ideas, but one thing that the book definitely plays into that the movie doesn't is the flashbacks of Tom Riddle. Those were some of the best parts of the book, and it's sad that those were not really showcased as much in the movie. I know it probably would have taken a lot more time, and I hope that when they do the series for Max that they will explore more into Tom Riddle's character, because those are very, very important moments, and you can understand how Tom Riddle became Lord Voldemort. But I'm not saying the movie's bad at all. I'm just saying the book is just stronger than the movie. I actually enjoyed the movie a lot more than a lot of the fan base does. And after reading the other books, there's a lot of things that it shed light on that from the perspective of just someone watching the movies you might miss. But if you read the books, you're like, oh, I know that reference. And so it's a lot of fun. And just a very enjoyable movie. One of my favorite moments is when Harry Potter takes the luck potion to talk to Professor Slughorn, and it's just filled with so many funny moments. I wish I can play a clip, but copyright and all, I can't really directly show that clip. But yeah, so we'll move on to my next one, which is 2. So all right, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I need to be a little bit honest with y'all. I still haven't finished the book. I'm working on it. I really am working on it. I've read at least half by now. And I've definitely kind of read through synopsises and stuff, but I've seen the movies countless times. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows is split into 2 parts. There's part 1 and there's part 2. So I'm going to talk about each part now. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows part 1. When I first saw this actually probably was my first Harry Potter movie that I saw in theaters back in 2010 when it first released. And it definitely stroked my interest in the Harry Potter series, but not as much until I was a little bit older. But this movie gets a lot more hate than it deserves. It's a lot slower because it kind of tries to build up to part 2. But there are some very, very important moments, heartfelt moments, and you can kind of see the struggle of all 3 characters as they're going through these difficult moments. One of my favorite moments in the movie is a heartfelt moment between Harry and Hermione, and Ron leaves for a time, but then eventually comes back. But it's just very heartfelt. I felt like one of the most heartfelt parts of the movie. I'll spoil it because most of you have seen it, but the death of Dobby really, really struck me, and I hated it. It made me very sad, just the end of the movie there. But from what I've read of the book so far, like I've said, I've read half the book. And so there's a lot of great things in the book too that it explores, and I felt like it was pretty strong. So now let's jump into the next part. So Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 is so freaking good. And it's like the pinnacle of Harry Potter. Everything coming together. The Hogwarts battle and Lord Voldemort and their duel. It's just so good. And it jumps right into it with them going to Gringotts, with the dragon, getting I think it's the sword of Gryffindor, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it was in Bellatrix Lestrange's thing, but then you figure out this and that. And then there's like the whole, no, I was wrong. It was the goblet. The little goblet thing. Yeah, sorry, my brain. It's been a while since I actually watch the movie since I'm making this video. I wanted to try to find time to watch all of them, but I didn't. But I thought this movie was pretty strong. Seeing it in theaters back in, I believe it was April or May when I did, and I went with my brother for part 2 and one of my buddies for part 1. And even for the small theater that it was, everybody was cheering. And the moment where Neville gets the sword and like cuts Nagini's the snake, and so many great moments. And they're just reading the book and falling in love with this series really put me in a different perspective than I had before. And I very much love these movies. And I don't really have that much of an opinion on the Fantastic Beasts. I've seen 2 out of the 3, and maybe I'll watch the 3rd one. But Harry Potter is something that has united a lot of people. And I am grateful for the opportunity that I had to watch these movies. And I am grateful to be able to talk about it. This is probably going to be my last big video when it comes to movies that aren't new. And so I wanted to take the time to thank all of you for watching my videos. I've recently saw a spike of success, and I mean, it's just little compared to all the other YouTubers, but I appreciate what I have seen and the support that I've got. Please, if you haven't already, go subscribe to this channel. That's how I know people want to jump in and hear me talk about movies. I'm planning on seeing Transformers 1 in the next few weeks. I actually got my tickets already. And then the following week, I'll be seeing The Wild Robot. I'm very excited for those movies and for those reviews. And what else can I say? Please share this video. I appreciate when people do share the video. I know that I've seen more success when the people like the video, as well as share the video. But subscribing does help a lot, and it puts my name out there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I appreciate making these videos. I love making these videos. And now that I'm jumping back into school, it makes me a little sad that I won't have as much time. But I'm still going to try to do at least 1 video a week on this channel, and then every 2 weeks for E-Ticket Adventures. Please go subscribe to that channel. I have a video coming out next week that I'm looking forward to. But I hope that's all. Have a wonderful, fantastic, spectacular, magical day. Bye!